people want their voice to be heard. Young people want them to be involved at all time. But to what extent can we be trusted? Between 2022 to December 2024, a certain organization in Nigeria said young people set up non-existing group of political aspirations, and they continue to award undeserving awardees, and it has to be paid. 78% of impeachments within campuses, tertiary institutions in Nigeria, of either a president of a department or a faculty or a state associations, are all money related. There are questionable process of why young people indulge themselves into that. So the path is clear. It is only the decorum that we need to create and polish it. So here it goes. 1, the age is there. 2, the capability is also there. The competence is there. Where are those old buildings in our states or the country where some 8+ rated people sit every day after their retirement watching news and mimicking on how young people are not getting it right? How many times did you visit them? How many times did you go to that old person of 80 years, sit and listen for you to get the blessing of old good days when things works right? When was the last time you picked your social media handle and you saw a colleague of yours posting something that goes off your record and it's a red flag for you, but instead of sliding to make a comment, start imposing insult, you just slide, or the least you say, "Hi, good morning." That is your view. So young people think that it is only the age. So I am 25 years old, I should be given the position of the minister, so I become the youngest minister of Nigeria. But beyond that, there are a reputation attached to that. You have to garnish the age with capacity. You have to garnish the age with reputation, so that at the end of it all, they will say, although they are young, but they also have the capacity. We have one of the youngest ministers in Nigeria. Katsina State ever produced one of the youngest speakers of the State Assembly in Nigeria. In Nigeria, we ever produced one of the youngest speakers in the country, in Africa. We have had all of that. But the question is, if it is true in the 1980s and 70s, we have had leaders of 29 years, governors, presidents, what is getting us not to do that at this level? Where is the missing link? Is the missing link that yes, we have the age, but the capacity is not there? I disagree. We have very young, talented people with capacity. So is the missing link that yes, we have the young people, yes, they have the capacity, and the enabling environment is not there? I disagree with you. The current state governor of Katsina State is one of the best in terms of giving young people the opportunity to thrive. If you don't know, for record, the Honorable Commissioner for Ministry of Education is the youngest ever Commissioner of Education in the state from 1987 to date. Put it on record. So the opportunity is there. But what is the next line of action? The capacity and the wherewithal to do it right. This has to do with determination of the young people. Just give a young person a position and you see who are around them. Nobody is above 40 years within her team. That means when you give the right people the right position, you will get the right definition of young people within them. What is next? To carry them along, to build their capacity, to ensure that regardless of the odd, you defy the odd and achieve a goal. So youth also require resilience. Sometimes you wake up in the morning as if you will throw the position and say, I don't want to do it. But it is part of the situation. You have to pass through rigorous situation to achieve what you want to achieve. How many of you have heard about the theory of the Lipton tea? Here it goes. In the morning, you go to the tea bag and you carry a Lipton tea, it is worthless. When you tear the Lipton tea, even if it is made of strawberries or mango, it is still bitter at drying moment. When does the Lipton becomes valuable? When it is immersed in hot water. 100 degrees Celsius. Then you will see the color, you feel the tastes, and you get the aroma right. Young people are not yet there until you agree to pass through the Lipton tea syndrome of going through the hot water, burning your skin. That means going through all what is called rigorous process, challenges, everything, but you defy the odds and achieve a goal. Young people require resilience. They require honesty, and they require that spirit of letting go. Sometimes you don't need to ask where is the channel of the young people in Nigeria. Just put a trend. No matter how much they are angry about a policy, 24 hours, a new trend comes in and the other one naturally goes into the coffin. That means the resilience needs to be polished, need to be there to allow for consistency and uniqueness in dealing with situations. I give an example. When you find the president of the country today, this hall, today, 31st of May 2025, and just 12 days to the celebration of his 2 years anniversary, what question are you going to ask him? 72% of this happen everywhere in the globe, and young people are found to be a bit aggressive in what they ask. If they are happy and they are gaining something valuable from the leadership, whether things are not going right, it is fine. And that is the kind of question they will ask the president. If the reverse is the case, and whether things are going well or not, they will still ask that nasty question. Dangote was once asked, what is that thing that always surprises you about young people who meet you? He said, except for few, many of them would just like to slap selfie with me. I wish they will be asking me, how did you get your first $1 million? So that I will tell them to be patient, to calm down, and to have resilience. So young people, the first rule is you have to have it right. That means you have to make contact. So that syndrome is I don't want anybody close to me. It's a one-man business. Does not count in a true leadership. It counts with surrounding yourself with people who have the capability, the capacity, and the ability to make life easy for the community. Secondly, young people must polish their life not because they want a leadership position, but it has to start from the grassroots. What was your attitude back home when you were 10 years old? Are you the street fighter or are you a problem solver? Because it counts on who a leader is. A leader is designed from the day they were born, but it is the capacity and the situation of life that made it to either reach the top or come back to the bottom. So it goes this way. Solve a problem as a leader and you'll succeed. There is a clothing story. Somebody came to the beach and he saw millions of fishes. Millions of fishes. They were all scampering for survival. And he started picking the fish one after the other. He picks and he throws back to the water. Somebody came and said, young man, when are you going to finish this? Millions of fishes, 1 kilometer beachside. When? He said, if you stop complaining and join me, we will save double. And the guy joined him. As they were walking around saving double of life, so many young people as usual, holding their phones, going live. Ladies and gentlemen, look at some people trying to save fishes. How long are they going to finish? And he said, if only these people will understand that we need them here, they will keep the phones and join us. So we save millions and millions of fishes. Ladies and gentlemen, young people can only be given position of leadership when they have the capacity, the capability, and the ability, but above all, when they have the wherewithal to include every other person that needs to be included in the journey. Don't go alone. There is power in we. Don't go alone. There is a collateral damage. Don't go alone. You need somebody to tell a story. The only time you will say I is when you buy your breath. But even if you do everything alone and God give you the breath, there is the need to say we, because there is power in we. So beyond the talk, let us talk to our minds. But above all, let us include every single person that matters so that at the end of the day, young people will not only be of age, but of substances. Assalamu alaikum.